Okay. We're going to begin our council meeting for 22 October. Madam City Clerk, the roll call, please.
Mayor Serta is on her way, and I will call the rest of the council members. Mayor Pro Tem
Yes.
Tanaka, Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Francis,
Yes.
Councilmember Love.
Yes.
And do we have any public comment?
No, we do not.
Okay, I need to read this real fast. Our closed session under 2A will be conference with legal counsel, anticipating any litigation and initiation of litigation pursuant to paragraph 4 of subdivisions D of section 54956.9, and there are 2 matters. And we will now close to closed session.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, testing.
Yep, there you go. It works. All right. guys all set? All right, let's silence our phones. All right, Becky, we're all green. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Gardena City Council meeting for Tuesday, October the 22nd, 2024. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Serta,
Here?
Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka.
Here.
Councilmember Henderson,
Here.
Councilmember Francis,
Here.
Councilmember Love.
Here.
All members of the council are present.
Okay, thank you. So tonight we had closed session, and Madam City Attorney, do we have anything to report from closed session?
Yes, we do, Madam Mayor. Tonight, with regards to closed session, item 2A, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, initiation of litigation pursuant to paragraph 4 of subdivision D of section 54956.9, two matters. Tonight, with all members of the City Council present during closed session, the Gardena City Council authorized the initiation of litigation against the County of Los Angeles and all necessary parties regarding the county's approval of a housing project at 15101 Crenshaw Boulevard, as well as a proposed project at 15335 Crenshaw Boulevard. The vote was unanimous, 5-0. That concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So next, we're going to begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, we have a student from 153rd Elementary School. His name is Stephen Maruskal. He's going to come forward at this time, and immediately following that, we're going to have our invocation by Joyce Watanabe. So, Stephen, come on forward.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you can remain standing, tonight's invocation will be by Joyce Watanabe.
O Lord, confirm and aid this assemblage. Confirm these souls through the breaths of thy Holy Spirit. Enlighten the eyes by the vision of these radiant lights, and make the ears joyful through the anthems of thy call to service. O God, verily we have gathered here in the fragrance of thy love. We have turned to thy kingdom. We seek naught save thee, and desire nothing save thy good pleasure. O God, grant that this assemblage may be a concourse of thy supreme ones. May they be the quickening cause of love to humanity and the source of illumination to the human race. May they be the instruments of thy guidance upon earth. Verily thou art powerful. Thou art the bestower. Thou art the forgiver. And thou art the Almighty.
Okay, you may be seated. Okay, if I could have Stephen come back to the front, please. So tonight's Pledge of Allegiance was led by Stephen Maruskal, who attends 153rd Elementary School. So Stephen is in the 5th grade and he is 10 years old. He was chosen to do the Pledge of Allegiance tonight because he has really good grades. And he actually scored really high on the SBAC state test, so congratulations on that. Yeah, give him a round of applause. That's a big deal. And he has a couple of hobbies, which are drawing and painting. So, Stephen, can you tell us who you brought with you tonight?
I brought my mother.
Your mom,
my
were they?
father,
Okay, Dad.
and my little brother.
All right, let's give them a round of applause for bringing them out tonight. And Stephen, is there anything you'd like to say?
All I want to say is thank you for inviting me because this is a really special occasion that mostly many people can't get.
It's true. Absolutely true. Well, thank you. You did a great job leading us in Pledge of Allegiance, and you were right on point. Most people can't do this. All right. Good job, Stephen. You can go ahead and take your seat now. We look forward to maybe you coming back one day in the future and leading us in the pledge again. So thank you again for that. And Joyce Watanabe, please come back to the forward as well. So tonight's invocation was led by Ms. Joyce Watanabe from the Baha'i Faith. Ms. Watanabe's family came to Gardena in 1955. Joyce was on the Gardena High School drill team and marched in the Oil Loyalty Day parades. She graduated with the California Scholarship Federation Gold Seal and went to work at Los Angeles City Hall, where she became a secretary to the president of the Board of Public Works. She has designated the Gardena Public Works Department as the beneficiary of her final pension check from the Los Angeles City Employees Retirement System. Joyce became a member of the Baha'i Faith in 1965. She worked at the Baha'i National Headquarters in Illinois and at the International Headquarters in Israel, where she was one of 600 Baha'is from 50 countries. The first Gulf War began at that time, and she carried her gas mask with her everywhere. Later, while in Northern California, Ms. Watanabe was secretary to the San Francisco Port Director and to the Golden Gate Bridge Chief Engineer. She retired from College of Marine and returned to her teenage home in Gardena. Since then, she has invited other South Bay Baha'is to walk in the Gardena Martin Luther King Jr. and Cinco de Mayo parades. Ms. Watanabe was the writer and publisher of the Gardena Valley Friends of the Library newsletter for a dozen years. In February of 2015, she was honored by the YWCA Gardena Valley with a Woman of Excellence Crimson Award for her dedication and efforts as a community volunteer. Would you like to say anything at this time?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor Serta and members of the Gardena City Council. I'm always happy to be here with you and appreciate your cordial receptivity, especially tonight. I think it's the 25th year that the council meeting has begun with a Baha'i prayer.
Okay.
There are two phrases I like, variations on a theme and refinement of character. Everyone in the council chamber tonight and watching on the YouTube channel is a variation of illumination to the human race. For refinement of character, I give you a sentence from Jean-Paul Sartre and from Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i Faith. Sartre said we should always ask ourselves how the world would be if everyone does what we do. We should always ask ourselves how the world would be if everyone does what we do. Baha'u'llah said, the betterment of the world can be accomplished through pure and goodly deeds, through commendable and seemly conduct. And a bonus phrase from Baha'u'llah, he said, noble I created thee. Noble I created thee. Thank you.
Thank you, and let's give her a round of applause as well. So next on our agenda, we have a presentation tonight to a veteran. The city of Gardena started this tradition a couple of years ago where we recognize military veterans that live or work within the city of Gardena. And each council member has the opportunity to nominate someone. This time it was my turn, and I nominated Mr. Felipe Perez. And so I'm going to read his bio, and as he comes forward, Mayor Pro Tem is going to actually come down and give him a special coin that we had designed for him. So Mr. Felipe Perez is a resident of Gardena. His military service includes, he joined the U.S. Army on February 20th, 1968. He was first stationed in Fort Ord, California for basic training, then transferred to Fort Lewis for 6 months training in an advanced individual training. From Fort Lewis, he received orders to Vietnam for 1 year. He served for about 18 months in total until he was honorably discharged on October 3rd, 1969, at the rank of Specialist 4. Sadly, Felipe's best friend from Gardena, Kenneth Francis Ibarra, was killed in action in Vietnam. Felipe recalls Kenny passing away in his arms. Kenny's family graciously adopted Felipe into his family. Kenny's name is on the City of Gardena's memorial wall. During his services, Felipe was awarded the following: the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, the Vietnam Campaign Medal, Combat Infantryman's Badge, the Good Conduct Medal, as well as Felipe was married his wife, Jerry, of 55 years in Honolulu, Hawaii. His hobbies are caring for his cactus green and waterfall. Felipe and his wife have also been Disney cruisers since 2012. So at this time, I present to you guys Mr. Perez, and would you like to say anything?
Sure, thank you. At first, I'll start off with the thank you for the council members, and to you, Tasha, as the mayor, doing a damn good job here. And family and friends that are here, thank you, and thank you for stopping by, y'all. I would like to, first of all, I did cut this from 3 pages that I had, but the wife says I'm limited to what I have up
Sir,
here.
you have the floor. You go with it.
So I would like to dedicate this special evening to Debbie Ibarra. My new sister now. Debbie's brother was passed. I was there next to Kenny when we got hit with the RPG. It was very sad. And medevac came down, pick him up. And when the medevac picked Kenny up, it flew. And till I wasn't able to see the lights anymore of the medevac that took him away. As it kept going, I kept looking up till there wasn't any more beacon lights or the lights to the helicopter there. Flew up so high that I didn't see him anymore. That's when it hit my mind that I know where he was going once I wasn't able to see him reaching the sky up there. And so her mom, wrote me a letter when I was over in Vietnam. In the letter, it said, it was asking if I wouldn't mind being adopted into the family after the loss of the son. And yes, of course, it was all there. Love you, sis. And like I said, I made it short. Could have been up here longer. I'd like to thank everyone else and everybody that's here. And my life, my heart, my happiness, my wife, Jerry. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Thank you too, sir. Wow, thank you for that. That was very nice. We're sorry for the loss that you guys experienced during the Vietnam War, but we appreciate the fact that you're here and that you're even acknowledging your friend that was there, as well as accepting this award here. So we very much appreciate that. Okay. Next, we have a legislative update by State Senator Stephen Bradford. Okay, come on down.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's truly an honor to be here and be home, as always, here in the city of Gardena. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Steve Bradford, and I've been honored to be your senator for the last 8 years, and I represent the 35th Senate District, which is the most diverse district in the state of California, both in population and in industry. I serve as the vice chair of the Legislative Black Caucus, as well as the chair of Utilities, Energy, and Communications Committee, and I've also completed 2 years of the first of the nation's reparations task force. So I was honored to serve on that esteemed body. Thank you again for allowing me to provide my annual legislative update to the City Council and the members of this community, something that I said I've been proud to do for the last 14 years, and now for the last time as your senator. So Rodney, don't get too happy, okay? I want to take this moment to recognize the council and the mayor for their continued work. Again, as your senator, I'm proud to have worked with my colleagues in the legislature to lead the state through some of the biggest challenges, including retail theft, fentanyl, homelessness, and dealing with our economy and our climate. And by taking early actions, we shrank a budget shortfall of over $63 billion and delivered on time and on balanced budget and protected the progress that the state has made over the last 6 years. We provided record funding for our schools. We preserved our core services such as healthcare and education. We passed a package of bills that crack down on retail theft, modestly increased penalties, and closed loopholes, and strengthened law enforcement's ability to combat sideshows and street takeovers. I'm proud to have supported all of these measures, which are now law in the state of California. We continued our work to combat the state's homelessness crisis, and we specifically provided $1 billion for local governments to help individuals experiencing homelessness find a path to stable and affordable housing. And I'm happy to report many of the cities in my district are taking advantage of it, like the city of Torrance with their many housing units on city property. We passed a historic bond to update our K through 12 and our community college facilities to meet the safety and the needs of millions of their students, including the largest investment in career technical education facilities. We've also ensured that our K through 12 schools receive funding to retain critical programs, prevent employee layoffs, and support educators in their professional development. And again, as chair of the Senate Committee on Energy, Utilities, and Communications, I committed and worked to ensure power continues to be safe, reliable, but most importantly, affordable to all residents and businesses here in the state of California. And the Senate also advanced legislation to streamline environmental reviews for critical energy projects and fortify the California electrical grid, which is critically important for safety and reliability. And this year, I'm honored to have introduced 15 pieces of legislation, and I'm probably have my lowest batting average since been in the legislature because only 9 of them were signed, but there were 9 impactful pieces of legislation. First, starting off with SB 1075, Consumer Protections of Overdraft Fees. This now requires credit unions to provide same-day notification to all of their customers, same business day, if there's an overdraft protection, overdraft charge, I should say, and it places a cap on how much can be charged. As we all know, you can overdraft your account for as little as $2 and be charged as much as $32 for that overdraft. Now the cap is at $14, and it can very well be lower based on what the federal government does, but it will not exceed $14. And that's critically important to consumers on all levels. SB 1059, a cannabis tax law. It prohibits local jurisdiction from including the state's excise tax or sales tax and use tax in their definition of gross receipts for the purpose of local taxes. This has been a tax on tax. You don't pay double taxes on your eggs, you don't pay double taxes on your milk or your bread, but currently the way the structure is set up in the state of California, you can double tax cannabis, it's making it exorbitantly high, and that's why the legal market is thriving now in California, when you're now paying almost 46% more to walk into a legal operation versus the illegal one. So we have addressed that, and I'm honored that my colleagues saw the need for that. Also, SB 1109, also in the cannabis space, dealing with licensing, requires the Department of Cannabis to control and collect and report demographic information for every person with a financial interest in the application for licensure, ensuring that California's cannabis market is as diverse as the population. Unfortunately, an industry that's been legalized now in California for 8 years is 85% white male dominated. And wherever you fall on this issue, we all should be concerned, the lack of diversity there. Our veterans should be involved, which are striving to enter this space, our women-owned and our minority-owned businesses, so this is going to help them achieve that. Another piece of legislation is SB 1348, which creates the first in this nation's Black serving institution. It creates a designation for institutions of higher learning to serve the large percentage of African-American students. Any college or university that has at least 10% of their population or 1,500 students that are African-American, they can apply for this designation, and it's a signal to those individuals who are applying that this institution is welcoming. It has a support system to not only get you in college, but help you survive and graduate on college, and that's critically important because African-Americans have the lowest enrollment right now in college. They have the lowest graduation rate, and at the end of the day, they take on more debt than anyone else in the state. So this will help address that. SB 1328, as we deal with this upcoming election, this updates laws against tampering with voting machines and clarifies election material retention, something that's critically important in making sure that we maintain the integrity of every vote cast here in the state of California. SB 1130, expanding enrollment of the FARA program. The FARA program expands the eligibility criteria for the Family Electric Rate Assistance Program and requires states through investor-owned utilities to report their efforts to enroll customers in the FARA program. Currently, it's under-enrolled right now. It can save consumers as much as 40% on their electric bills, so we want to make sure that those families that are in greatest need have this opportunity and made available. We just went into special session 2 weeks ago to deal with the high gas prices, but the high electric prices have a greater impact on California's economy, and why businesses are leaving the state of California is because of the uncertainty that exists in our electric market. So this helps at least the residents afford to keep the lights on. 1177 enhances utility supplier diversity. Again, the late Gwen Moore, Assemblywoman, she passed what's now called Junior Order 156 almost 40 years ago to make sure that our investor-owned utilities contract with women-owned, minority-owned, and disabled veterans. When she passed this legislation 40 years ago, utilities were spending less than $500,000 with diverse businesses. This year, they will exceed $19 billion. Even though the spend has gone up, the pool of applicants have not. So we want to make sure that we have more women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned businesses. So this requires the data to be collected on a regular basis by the PUC. Down to two more. 1371 is a biometric identification for alcohol purchases. This is will be enacted at the Intuit Dome, and it provides an extra level of certainty and security when purchasing alcohol. So someone might have a fake ID. This biometric system will have a way of verifying that this individual is who they say they are and of the age that they're supposed to be. So just another consumer protection. And last but not least, 924, credit reporting for low-income households. 3 years ago, if you might remember, I passed SB 1157, which was the first in this nation also to allow renters to report their monthly payments, and it's voluntarily for the renters and the landlords, to a credit bureau. In the 3 years that it's been in existence, thousands of people now have credit, and many have become homeowners. This removes the sunset and makes it a permanent law now in the state of California. And as I mentioned earlier, I served on the Reparations Task Force that concluded its work last year with a 1,100-page report last June of 2023 with 115 recommendations. I was honored to author 5 pieces of legislation this year. 1403, which would create the California Freedmen Affairs Agency. Unfortunately, the last day of session, they chose not to bring that bill up despite making it through both houses with not a single no vote. They chose not to hear that bill. SB 1331, which would have created a fund to pay for reparations outside of state money. It would allow for philanthropic and federal grants to be used. Again, a bill that was not heard till last week's session. And SB 1050, which would have created, dealt with the racially motivated taking of property through eminent domain, similar to what I did 3 years ago with Bruce's Beach. That bill made it through both houses without a single no vote, got to the governor's desk, and unfortunately 6 weeks ago he chose to veto that bill. So much for that, but there was still much success. There were 8 bills in reparations signed into law, and I'm proud of the progress that we made here in the state of California for the atonement for the state's role in slavery and racial injustice. The Legislative Black Caucus was successful again in authoring a series of bills to address the legacy of racial discrimination in the state, including a formal apology that was signed and dealing with the historical role of perpetuation of slavery and its enduring legacy. But there's still much work to be done in this area, and I know the Legislative Black Caucus will continue to bring reparations to the fruition in the coming years. And before I conclude, I just wanted to highlight some of the important upcoming events in the district that I do every year. On November 2nd, I'll be partnering with the National African American Males Wellness Agency to host Black Men Wellness at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex on November 2nd from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. And we'll offer free health screenings, live entertainment, kids zone, and free community resources. I'm also excited about my annual turkey giveaway, which will be November 22nd at El Camino College, starting at 10 a.m. I encourage you all to come out for families who need. This is about need, not greed. So if you need a turkey, we want you to be there. And lastly, I want to take this moment to express how deeply honored I have been to represent the city for the last 26 years, first as your city council person for 12 years, the last 14 as your state legislature, both in the Assembly and the Senate. And as I prepare to wrap up my term as your state senator, I reflect on the immense gratitude and the trust and partnership that we've built over the years. Serving this community has truly been one of the greatest honors that I've had. And I want to thank you again for allowing me to be here this evening, and I'm proud to have represented you. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them at this time.
Okay, well, thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Anybody?
No? Oh,
Okay.
that's it?
Well, okay, with that.
Yeah, if I may, Madam Mayor, I just
Okay,
want
Councilmember Francis, go
Senator
ahead.
Bradford, I just want to thank you for your many years of service. You were one of our hometown heroes.
Was?
You are. Sorry. It's a grammatical error, excuse me. It's a long day. I teach first grade, okay? But anyway, you are one of our hometown heroes, and you attended Perchie,
Henry Clay.
Perry, Gardena High School.
I didn't go Perry.
You didn't go to Perry?
When I was growing up, we couldn't go to Perry.
Oh,
If you
that's
lived,
right. I
If
forgot.
you lived north of Rosecrans,
That's right.
you couldn't go to Perry.
So you went to Henry Clay?
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
luckily, they changed the 2 years before. You couldn't even go to Gardena if you lived north of Rosecrans. You had to go to Washington High School.
Yes,
They
exactly.
didn't change it to 1973.
Exactly. But thank you so much for all you've done for us in our city and for representing us so well in Sacramento. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure.
Okay, Councilmember Love?
I did want to take a picture of your last presentation update, but I also want to thank you. You said a lot in the bills that you got passed through legislation and the numbers that you've written. But I wanted to also bring reference to the amount of money that you've given to this city out of Sacramento. We're not talking about hundreds and thousands. We're talking about millions of dollars that you allocated from the state of California to the city of Gardena for us to become a better place. And I know that doesn't always go unnoticed, so I wanted to bring that up tonight and tell you from me and so many others in this community that have noticed that we want to say thank you.
I appreciate it, not only for the city of Gardena. I'm honored and not bragging, but in my 14 years, I've delivered almost $400 million to my district, from Cal State Dominguez Hills to Gardena Boulevard to Raleigh Park to Market Street, and I was the author, not bragging, but the author of the Intuit Dome and the SoFi Dome. So that's bring millions of dollars not only to the city of Inglewood, but to the South Bay region as well. So thank you for that recognition. Oh, you only care about Gardena, I get it.
Okay. All right, well, let's give State Senator Stephen Bradford a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next up, we have a certificate of commendations to be presented to our first Citizens Leadership Academy. And where are my notes at? If they can come forward. No, sorry, misplacement. Okay. I have one to read. Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
if I could read the intro.
Yeah, you know what? I apologize. I was looking to see who was presenting this here. That's you. Go ahead.
That's me.
That's you.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council.
Mr. City Manager, do you mind if I ask, why don't you stand at the front here since they're going to be coming to the
right.
front, if you don't mind?
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council. City of Gardena held its first ever Citizens Leadership Academy. This academy was started and ran out of the city manager's office. Now, as much as I want to take credit for it, I did not start this program. Our very intelligent members of the city manager's office, led by Anahi Corte, really came up with this. So this program, it is a 6-session program that opened the doors really for local governments to the community. There's a lot of so to speak, mystery on what local governments do on a day-to-day basis, right? So we wanted to take that away and open the doors to our local government. So for this cohort, we had 21 participants that were provided with a behind-the-scenes look at the City of Gardena's operations, including programs, services, our facilities, and most importantly, our departments. Our departments and department heads took part in this program. We had some presentations, great presentations by our departments and department heads, very informative. And they presented their areas of responsibilities very well. So here tonight, we are presenting the participants that successfully completed the program, and I'm going to go through each one of you. Yvonne Acosta.
Okay, give her a round of applause, everyone.
Just raise your hand so that everybody knows you. Not here. Gary Allen. There he is. Leslie Allen. Not here. Katrina Ashley. Florence Bagsby.
Florence not here.
Linda Barentine. Joanne Brown. Matthew Chung. Danica Darden. Giselle Delgado. Margie Hoyt. Dietrich Jackson. Not here? Okay. Renee Norman. Give him a round of applause anyway. Kathy Rivera. Where's Barbara at? Barbara Watts. There she is. And last but not least, Dominique. There you go. Thank you. I was going to butcher that. So, do any of you want to say a few words? No? There you go.
Good evening. My name is Giselle. I just wanted to say thank you. It was a pleasure being part of this academy and learning so much about the city. I also wanted to commend, what's his name back there?
Which one? Point.
In the tux,
In the tux?
in the black.
In the black. Alan Rigg?
Yes.
Okay.
He came to the one of the meetings, presented his part, and I brought something up, and within the week they came and fixed it.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen a big change on my street, and I just wanted to say thank you for getting that taken care of because it's so much better. So I see a lot of value in this, and I think that if moving forward, this is a continuous academy. You're going to have a lot of people more involved in the city of Gardena trying to make it a better place. So I think it was I think we had a great turnout in terms of also age difference. So I think it gave a really good perspective on all of us who live here, who've lived in Gardena, who've grown up here or raised in our family currently. And I think that the amount of differences that we had, not only, by age and background, but I think it was a great first class. So thank you.
I think you're absolutely right. So the certificate that everybody is getting, you guys can hold it out there, reads as follows. Certificate of commendation being presented and has their name on that. And it says it's an official acknowledgement of your accomplishment and extend our deep appreciation for your commendable service in the Citizens Leadership Academy with the City of Gardena. Goes on to say, we, the mayor and members of the City Council of the City of Gardena, California, do hereby deem it a distinct honor and privilege to present this recognition, and we offer our sincere congratulations and best wishes for continued success in your future endeavors. I'd like to just say, all of us, I think, at one time or another had the opportunity to attend one of the citizen academies that were going on, and you're right, it was great. In fact, Councilmember Henderson and myself, we learned some new things that we didn't even know. I think it was in regards to Public Works or G-Trans, and we were kind of taken back. So I think it's really great, again, the community coming out and learning about it. Please share this information with your family and friends so that we can, like you said, we can encourage more people to do it and just let them know about the experience. It wasn't anything hard. There were no tests or anything like that. It was just about, gathering information. And I think now you guys know better how to navigate through City Hall if you have any issues or concerns. And you can also see that because our city is small and we're all available to meet with you, how easy it is to maybe get things done, whether it's a pothole or a tree trim or things like that. It's not an impossible task. So you guys can be our ambassadors to just share that information that, we're not the mean big bad council up here, but instead we're your friends as well representing you. So thank you guys for sticking it out through that entire class there. It was awesome. Again, it seems like you guys had a great experience. I had a good experience. I think we all did. And just attending and observing ourselves. So thank you again. And let's give them a big round of applause one more time. Okay, we're still doing presentations here. So our next presentation tonight is for our Public Works Department as they are being recognized for the 2024 Beacon Spotlight Award. Come on down, Director Rigg.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. What we received this year was a silver level award for greenhouse gas reductions from the California Institute for Local Government. State agency is recognizing us for the positive work that we've done, and we're continuing to do. This isn't something that was a goal in particular. We applied for the award, of course, but it's a reflection of all the positive programs and capital improvement programs we have in the city. We're doing a lot of good, and a lot of that does result in sustainability, reduced energy use, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, and we're continuing to go down that road with our massive capital improvement program. Much of that will be reflected in additional awards. Not to give away what's upcoming in a couple months, but we will be receiving another award, even a better one, a bigger one. And I have Hong Lee here with me tonight. She's responsible for putting together the applications, from extracting from all our different folks the good work that we're doing, and to continue to get future awards. I think this is the first of many you're going to see. And we thank you for the recognition, and we thank the Institute for Local Governments for the program.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you. Okay, that was awesome. Okay, so we have one more presentation tonight. This is our Youth Commission that's going to be coming tonight to present and talk a little bit about what they do. And Ms. Jackie, I will let you begin.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Mayor and City Council. I'm here tonight. My name is Jackie Arcos. I'm one of the staff liaisons for our Youth Commission, along with Ms. Nikki Sweeney, and I'm going to let them present tonight.
The Youth Commission is comprised of 5 members appointed by the City Council and 5 at-large members approved by the Commission and ratified by the City Council. The Commission identifies and evaluates youth and community problems, projects, and concerns, and makes recommendations to the City Council to resolve such issues. They act in the capacity of volunteers working in the community activities with community groups, organizations, and recreation and human services staff. Now let's meet the commissioners. My name's Anaya Harris.
My name is Aiden Madison.
And my name is Samantha Padillo. Unfortunately, we do not have a member present today, but I would like to say that we do have positions available, so if there's any youth watching today, please feel free to apply.
We commissioners have been keeping up with the events of Gardena and the general public by participating in events such as Youth and Government Day, Bring It on the Boulevard, the Boys to Men Workshop, the Summer Block Party, Community Care Day, and Teensgiving.
Along with these events, teens have provided feedback, and here's a summary of results. In the prevention and education category, we should provide resources and presentations on social and emotional topics. In the social category, we should create a safe and brave place for youth to meet other youth. And in the leadership category, we should make sure that youth are able to improve self-esteem and learn responsibility. In civic engagement, we should create opportunities for youth to engage and empower and learn more about their community.
Those same teens have used their voices to participate in youth and city projects such as the recruitment and outreach in person, the recruitment and outreach in video, merch and swag, and the Teen Center and Gardena New Park design.
Lastly, I would like to include a staff recommendation. The Youth Commission would like to recommend that City Council revise Section 2.48.010 and 2.48.020 of the Municipal Code to change the current number of members from 10 to 7 members. The mayor and each council person shall continue to have the right to nominate 1 member from the citizens at large, but the remaining 2 members shall be nominated by majority vote of the council-appointed commissioners. Such nominations shall be ratified and confirmed by City Council. We feel that it will be much easier to meet a quorum of 7 members.
And on behalf of all the youth commissioners, we thank you once again for your time and attention. We look forward to continued collaboration and the exciting possibilities that are ahead for our teens of Gardena. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Okay, hold on. You don't get to leave that quickly. Okay, so based on your staff recommendation, I've kind of heard a little chatter about this before. So apparently it's hard for you guys to make quorum because you guys are short members. And so just so maybe we all can kind of understand this a little better, is that you guys would like to be able to nominate 2 more people to sit on the board as well. Is that correct? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious, how many meetings have you guys tried to have where you didn't have enough people to make quorum?
As of right now, we have meetings every second of Monday, every month.
Every month, but like if you have it once a month, about how many meetings did you not have quorum where you couldn't have the meeting?
From this year, about 2.
2? Okay. All right.
Madam
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Technically, they weren't official meetings because as it currently stands, they need 6 in order to meet quorum.
Okay.
Because they have the current code, the way it's written, requires it's a membership of 10, and quorum of that is 6.
Okay.
So currently there's only 4, so it's impossible for them to make quorum.
Okay.
Hence why I think their recommendation for the council to consider would make it easier, because if you go to 7 members, quorum will now be 4.
I see.
And that's how many they have.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention. Tonight, I will make a directive that we bring this back on the agenda to look at the possibility of changing that. So we thank you guys for bringing that information to us and sharing it with us. This is how things happen in our city for those who are watching on TV or in the audience when they bring information like that to us, because all along we're thinking everything's great. You guys are making quorum and able to move forward. But the great thing about having a city council in a city like ours, you bring this information to us and we can have some discussion on it, and then, hopefully have some change so that you guys can continue forward with your meetings. So thank you for that, and I'll probably make a directive later on at the end of the meeting tonight. So great job tonight, guys. Okay, next we have our Gardena events video presentation. While they're queuing that up, let me do some quick housekeeping here. So tonight, if you'd like to participate in the meeting, you can participate via the following options. The first way is you can view our meeting live on Spectrum Channel 22 or online at youtube.com/City of Gardena. The second way you can participate is prior to the meeting, you can email our Deputy City Clerk at publiccomments@cityofgardena.org by 5 p.m. on the day of the meeting and write public comments in the subject line. The third way is you can attend the meetings in person. If you have a public comment, the City Council will hear from the public on any item on the agenda or any item of interest that is not on the agenda at the following times. If it is on the agenda, we'll hear it at the time the City Council considers that item. Or if it's during oral communications, it will be at that time. Non-agenda items will be heard during oral communications. If it's a public hearing, we will hear it at the time that the hearing is listed on the agenda. If you wish to address the City Council, please complete a speaker request form. It looks like this, and present it to our City Clerk or Sergeant at Arms. Can you raise your hand? Thank you. You will be called to the podium by name when it's your turn to address the City Council. The City Council cannot legally take any action on any item that is not already scheduled on the agenda. Such items may be referred back later on for an administrative action for a future agenda item. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council will be given 3 minutes to speak. We also have standards here at our meeting that promote civility at all of our public meetings. We treat everyone courteously. We listen to others respectfully. We exercise self-control. We give open-minded consideration to all viewpoints. We focus on issues and we avoid personalizing debate. And we also embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights, inherent components of an inclusive public process and tools for foregoing sound decisions. So I'd just like to thank you all in advance for your attendance as well as your cooperation. And with that, is our video ready? Yes? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, thank you. Next up, we have a proclamation. It's Gardena Red Ribbon Week. And give me just a second to pull it up here. And tonight we have Officer Sterling Kim along with Rosa Hernandez, who will be receiving it. Okay, here, oh, darn it. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Gardena Red Ribbon Week here. Okay, it reads as follows. Whereas the abuse of drugs, alcohol, and tobacco impedes the ability of youth and adults to lead healthy and productive lives, and whereas California has led the nation in making expansive investments in prevention by launching the most ambitious prevention education program statewide, advocating that communities and individuals continue prevention, educational programs, and activities to discourage the abuse of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. Whereas the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued information about recent outbreaks of lung disease, illness, and deaths associated with e-cigarettes and vaping use. And whereas the Gardena Drug and Alcohol Abuse Program, also known as GDAP Coalition, in conjunction with the Gardena High School Task Force and ADAP, are coordinating Gardena's Red Ribbon Week celebration to support year-round prevention educational efforts, offering citizens the opportunity to demonstrate their support of healthy, drug-free lifestyles and to develop an attitude of intolerance to the use of illegal drugs and the illegal use of legal drugs. And whereas established in 1985, the National Red Ribbon Celebration will be observed again in 2024 in communities across America throughout Red Ribbon Week, which is October the 23rd through the 31st, during which the citizens of Gardena will show their commitment to a healthy, drug-free community by wearing and displaying the red ribbons during the week-long campaign. So at this time, we proclaim October the 23rd through the 31st to be Gardena National Red Ribbon Week, and we encourage all citizens of Gardena to participate in drug abuse prevention activities in conjunction with the important observance and to be proactive within their homes, schools, neighborhoods, and Gardena community-wide to raise awareness and take action against the harm caused by alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, prescription drugs, and other related drug abuse that can deeply impact the lives of our young people in our community. The City of Gardena is pleased to support the National Red Ribbon Week 2024 celebration theme, which is Life is a Movie, Film Drug-Free. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to you guys, Officer Kim and Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you and good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Rosa Hernandez and I'm the lead case manager at our Gardena Juvenile Justice and Intervention Program. And Detective Kim and I are members of the Gardena Drug and Alcohol Abuse Prevention Program. We would like to thank you for always supporting GDAP's efforts in preventing substance misuse with this proclamation. Red Ribbon Week is a week dedicated to raising awareness about the risks and harms of drug use, and it's an opportunity for us to educate our students in Gardena about this and encourage them to make healthy choices to remain drug-free. Hopefully you all have your red ribbons, and we were able to pass them out to the audience today. Detective Kim will talk a little bit about the events that we have planned for the next week.
So Red Ribbon Week, as it states, is a week-long event where we go to the various schools in our city to educate the youth on the dangers of substance abuse. What we have begun with, I guess the beginning was the decoration of the City Hall. I don't know if you've noticed out there in the front. We came in with some of the kids and put up the red ribbons, so in recognition of Red Ribbon Week to be coming forth. Today, we went to 156th Street School, and with the help of their ASB, their student council, we decorated the school there as well as spoke to some of the youth. Tomorrow morning, we will be at Perry Middle School, and we will be handing out information, little flyers to the kids and encouraging them. Once again, it's cooler not to do drugs than to do drugs. And then at lunch, we will be doing interactive activities with the kids involving education on the topic and giving them some, it's the swag. They're there for the swag, but it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to get the message to them. We'll be doing that at Perry Middle School tomorrow, and then Thursday we will be at Gardena High School. We will do the same thing in the morning. We're going to go there and give out the information to the kids, get them hyped up, and then show up again at lunchtime to spread the message. On Friday, we will be sending representatives to the YMCA to help with them with an event there, kind of a teen uplifting kind of a thing, and GJIP will be representing there to also continue to spread the message in the spirit of Red Ribbon Week. And finally, on Monday at 156th Street School, we will be presenting before the entire student body at their assembly to once again spread the message. So we encourage everyone out there, all the people, parents, kids, grandparents, cousins, neighbors, whoever it might be, to just spread the word. Spread the word. Red Ribbon Week is coming, and like they used to say back in the day, say nope to dope and hug the drugs. So.
All right. Thank you, Detective Kim. Good message. Okay. Yeah, give a round of applause. Okay, so we have no appointments. We're going to move on to the consent calendar. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public that wishes to speak on this item?
No, we don't, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of the council have any items they'd like to discuss separately on this here?
Madam Mayor.
Which items?
Item 8F.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, if no one else, then can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar with the exception of item number 8F?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Francis and a second by Councilmember Tanaka. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Francis.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Love.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Okay, the question on item number 8F?
Okay. So, first of all, it's a very well-written document. It's long, about 400 some pages. Covers a lot of things. But there were some spelling errors that I caught, and I thought if we can get them corrected.
Can you point them out?
Okay, that's on page 3-11. It should be steering committee, but it's spelled S-T-E-R-R-I-N-G instead of S-T-E-E-R-I-N-G. Also on page 18, it says Garden Memorial Hospital, should be Gardena Memorial Hospital. On page 455, it says City of Garden. And then, again, steering committee is spelled wrong, but that's from 2022. I don't know if you can go back that far back to correct it. I don't know, but anyway, just wanted to make sure that such a nice document with not containing spelling errors. And I don't know, I have another question. It talks about the elderly and the youth being most vulnerable, but it seems like the report mostly talks about destruction of buildings and has an impact on buildings rather than people. There is some, because it does mention some of the vulnerable sites of Rosecrans, convalescent hospitals, Gardena Memorial Hospitals as possible, but it doesn't. Is that the way it's designed? I wasn't quite clear on that. Is it designed to talk more about buildings rather than have any word about people and the vulnerability of elderly and youth? Of course, those would be our. Go ahead.
Hit the button.
Come on, okay. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. The purpose of the Local Hazard Mitigation Plan is to provide resiliency in the physical and built environment and to plan for those types of things to be built so that when a natural event happens, probably an earthquake, that we have the things in place to make us resilient. For example, the number one recommendation out of the report is to have a generator ready for City Hall so that we can continue to operate. So that's what it focuses on, more on planning tools, codes for buildings and structures and functionality that needs to get built. So it really is focused, like you say, on building structures and those types of things, and not so much on the programs and what actually happens with the people, but planning tools so that we're as ready as possible with the structures and functions that will be needed to continue on our government.
And one more question, please. I noticed that, and maybe I didn't read clearly enough or read carefully enough, and rescue me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see a lot of conversation about the storm drainage system or sewage drainage system, because I would imagine if you had an earthquake, if there was a flood or something like that, those two, you're talking about resiliency and all that, those two structures would be heavily impacted and which have a negative impact on people. So, or just, rebuilding the structures, getting everything back and up and running again. So, was there a spot in there that I maybe missed that part, or it didn't? Or
No.
it just doesn't really talk about the drainage, just buildings.
No, you're correct in that those would be subject to a lot of damage. Quite frankly, there's not anything we can do planning-wise to be ready for those. Those are built as well as possible. So, like I said, the document looks at what can we approve upon. And so there would be a lot of recovery on those, I agree. There would be lots of recovery. But as opposed to a recovery document and a document on how we're going to recover from a disaster, this is a document on how to plan and be ready for the disaster. So yes, you're absolutely right. Sewers would probably be one of our most damaged assets. It would take lots of millions of dollars to fix. But at this point, there's nothing we can do to make those more resilient to some kind of a natural event.
What about that? When I was reading it and we talked about earthquakes, I recall, again, rescue me if I'm wrong, there was something, we put some type of little computer on the storm drain or the sewer drain covers to, if the sewer ran too high, it would send up a little signal. Is that sensitive to earthquake or, earth moving I learned a new word, liquefaction. Yeah.
I can't say it there now. No, that's a separate matter. Those would be, those are to, I guess, indirectly, if we did have damage to the sewers, our sewers would back up and those would let us know where the damage is. I don't remember them being specifically mentioned in this document.
No, I wasn't. That's why I brought the question,
Okay.
because I didn't see it specifically. And I thought maybe I overread it or I didn't read carefully
Nope.
enough.
I appreciate the spell checking. Being a teacher, I would expect that, and thank you for that. But yeah, no, they weren't mentioned because they're already a tool that we have for the operations of our sewers. They're already in place, and they would help us in the event of a natural disaster because they would help us point out where we have failures in the system and where the sewage is backing up.
Okay. All right. So that wouldn't be included in this particular project. That's That's another area. It would
Correct.
be
We talked about that. That's part of the sewer master plan and the operations of our sewers.
All right. Thank you so very
Welcome.
much.
Okay. If there are no other questions, can I get a motion to approve item number, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Madam City Attorney, I know these are typos in 3 different spots. Can we approve this and then make mention of the typos that need to be changed, or do we need to bring this back?
Because this is a resolution and not an ordinance, you can make it the motion, including, a motion to approve with the typographical corrections as noted by Councilmember Francis, and you can move forward with your motion.
Okay. So at this time, let me just go ahead, I'll make the motion to go ahead and approve item number 8F with the corrections to be made to page 3, page 18, and page 455 that were made by Councilmember Francis. Okay. So I've made the motion. Is there a second?
Okay.
Okay.
Councilman Tanaka.
Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by myself and seconded by, who's going to take it? Okay, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka. That's okay. Will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Serta.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Francis.
Yes.
Councilmember Love.
Yes.
Okay. All right, next we're going to move on to oral communications. We have a few speakers here tonight. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just missed that. I'm sorry, the Planning and Environmental Quality Commission action sheet. The October 15th meeting, 2024, the meeting was canceled, so just so we note that here. And then next, we have oral communications. We have 5 speakers tonight. I want to remind all of our speakers, you do have 3 minutes to speak. When the yellow light comes on, that will let you know that 2 minutes are up, and when the red light comes on, that will let you know that your time is up, and we just ask that you complete your sentence at that time. Okay? So we're going to begin tonight with Maya Thomas, then Dan Yesman, Andrea Simmental, Carla Rogue, and then Glenn Mitchell. Okay.
Good evening, City Council members. At the time when I put in my request, I didn't know that other parents would join me.
Okay.
So it just makes sense for us to
That's fine.
be
That's okay.
vocal. So, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Maya Thomas. I'm a proud parent of a very tired fourth grader, so I'll make this very quick. I am also joined by other parents, and we are active parents at Emma Story Elementary, which I know you guys are very familiar with. Our concern this evening is something that we have been challenging the school and actively engaging in, and that is the safety of our children when we're dropping them off and picking them up. Currently, we don't have a cross guard. We were told that LA DOT is responsible for that, and even though the elementary school, 135th, has access to that, Emma Story does not. Another issue is we have traffic congestion in that area. It's a residential area, and we have even some of our own parents and caregivers that double park. It causes a lot of confusion. I have witnessed accidents. Going through the crosswalk ourselves, we were almost hit, and we also have people just trying to get to work, and they're not familiar with the area, and they dart through. There's no signage. The school and the new principal has been engaged and active with the city regarding this, and one of the parents is going to step in to update you on what has taken place. Okay. But after 5 years now of attending the school, we haven't had any solutions. Something to be mindful of, we do have a student that a block away from the school was actually hit by a hit-and-run driver, and it's a constant reminder of how precious life is, but a constant reminder that every day our children who don't have parents who have the time to walk them across to the school are in jeopardy of as well of possibly getting hit or matters like that. And so I'll let one of the other parents dive in a bit. Thank you again for your time.
All right, thank you. You know what, Becky, why don't you start the timer again? Oh, come on, because this is a new speaker, so.
Start it
I'm
over?
sorry, Mina, my apologies.
That's okay. Start it over then.
Go ahead.
Hello, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Carla Roque, so actually that's on the list for later. But I just wanted to bring attention to the valet service that we are trying to implement at Amistoya Elementary. We do have volunteers as well as staff at the school that has gone through training for this valet service that we would like to offer before school starts and after school as well. Unfortunately, we are still waiting for signage to be put up on the Berendo side of the school so that we can start implementing that. And the other thing is that, as was mentioned about the cross guard, we do actually have one on the Vermont side since that does cross over into City of LA. Unfortunately, on the Berendo side, we did have a parent volunteer who was asked to no longer assist with cross guard because of the liability factors. To bring attention to the DOT situation, we were told that the City of Gardena just doesn't work with CalDOT, and that's why we can't have a cross guard there. And I think that's it. Is that everything? Okay.
Okay. So we're going to address the crossing guard issue a little bit later in a few minutes here. But as it relates to like the valet service and signage, I'd like for you guys to speak with our chief of police. He's in the back here, as well as our public works director, and maybe they can give you some better information, timeline as far as, you know, making that work. So, okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to speak as well. My apologies. Come on forward and let's start the clock one more time. Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Naomi Hantz. And they covered most of it, but just to reiterate what Ms. Carla was saying, we have been trained. September 5th, we were, a big chunk of us were trained by LAUSD police. It was a good group of officers that came out to basically train us on the valet system, the rules, and different regulations that they have. But that was September 5th, and we're going on month 2 now, and we haven't heard anything from our school. I spoke to an officer that I just happened to come across. She said, "We already did our part. Your principal has to be in communication with the city. I was told that she did request these permits for the signage,
Mhm.
but we're on, like I said, month 2.
Mhm.
The last meeting we had was for this same matter was May of 2023, and nothing was done.
Okay.
So again, we had a student that we lost from TK, Patrick,
Right.
on the corner of Marine.
I remember.
I've already been hit once, maybe about 3 years ago, by another parent. There's been quite a few of us. Parents are blowing stop signs. We don't have enough officers out there in the mornings, and we do need the cross guard on the city of Gardena side, which we were told we're not allowed to have. So we need that. It's unacceptable. So thanks for your time.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you. Anybody else with this group? Okay. So a couple of the issues that you guys talked about, Chief Safel is in the back. He'll see you guys, as well as Director of Public Works, Riggs. He's also back there. Maybe he can also give you some information as far as the signage and so on. Okay? All right, thank you. Our next speaker is Dan Yesman.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Dan Yesman. I live at 2003 West 152nd Street, born and raised in Gardena, also a proud small business owner. And this evening, I just wanted to speak on behalf of many residents who are expressing a growing concern over permitted RV permitted RV parking. These motorhomes, these land yachts on our streets, 35, 40-foot motorhomes, they just look like an eyesore. Kind of tacky when you're driving through the streets and you're seeing these motorhomes, some blocks, 1, 2, 3 of these parked on a single block. And not to mention the fact that these motorhomes are really absorbing precious parking. I've done a brief survey of some of our adjacent cities around us, Torrance, Lomita, Hawthorne, Compton, as well as some other cities neighboring those. And none of these other cities allow RV owners to have an annual parking permit. But for some reason in our city, an RV owner can walk into City Hall, and I'm not even sure if they pay a fee, but they fill out a one-page application, and then they're granted a permit to be able to store their motorhome on the street for a whole year. And this is really unheard of in most other cities. As you know, these are changing times. We have multi-generational families living under one roof. Oftentimes, these family members come with their additional vehicles. We have ADUs, junior ADUs, being developed throughout the city, with countless more ADUs in the near future here. These tenants, these residents of these ADUs, well, they're going to come with their own vehicles. And many streets in the city, parking is just it's a commodity. And then you have the influx of additional residents, additional vehicles, and the question becomes, where do we park? On the street that I live on, for decades, there were 2 motorhomes, which just displaced parking. I've got some pictures here, but I think I'm running out of time. But just wanted to also mention that the mission statement for our city is to provide resources and leadership to ensure the best quality of life for residents. Now, parking is not a life or death issue, right? But I'm sure you'll agree it is a quality of life issue. And in the decades that I've lived in Gardena, I've seen city council, investors, business owners really inject millions of dollars into our city to really make it look attractive and to really improve the quality of life for our residents. And I certainly appreciate all the help and what the city council is doing in those efforts. So by doing away with permitted RV parking, or by doing away with it, it doesn't just serve a practical value, but it also adds to the beautification of this city. So
Okay.
we appreciate your help and your consideration in that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next we have Andrea Simmental.
Honorable Mayor and members of City Council, I'm Andrea Simmental, the Community Library Manager at Gardena Mamie Deer Library, and I'm here to announce upcoming programs at both Masao W. Sato Library and Gardena Library. At Gardena Library, our vaccine clinic is taking place on Friday, November 1st from 1 to 3 p.m. There are going to be free flu vaccinations and the updated 2024-25 COVID-19 vaccine, and that is available for ages 6 months and up. Appointments are available on myturn.ca.gov. For children, Smarty Pants Storytime. Our next 6-week session of Smarty Pants Storytime begins on Friday, October 25th at 10:15 a.m., and that is for ages 2 to 5 with a parent or caregiver. And on October 25th and November 1st, please join us after Storytime for Parent Cafes, an opportunity to chat with other caregivers and gather parenting tips from a PPP Positive Parenting Program accredited librarian. For teens, Teen Read Month Teen Trivia takes place on Saturday, October 26th from 2 to 3 p.m. Do you have what it takes to be the Teen Read Month Trivia champion? Have fun, win prizes, and see if you are more knowledgeable about teen books and library resources than your peers. And that's for teens ages 13 to 17. For adults, we have our Zen workshop, which takes place Thursday, October 24th from 10:15 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. And that is a non-denominational Zen meditation workshop. On Tuesday, October 29th, we have Ellsworth Kelly Inspired Art, and that is from 5:30 to 6:30, and that is in celebration of LGBTQ+ History Month. Learn about the life of artist Ellsworth Kelly and create your own work of art inspired by his work. At Masao W. Sato Library, Dino Bones Puzzle is on Thursday, October 24th from 4 to 5 p.m. Learn about the prehistoric creatures that roam before us and piece together your own puzzle of dinosaur bones. That's for children ages 6 to 12 with a parent or caregiver. And the vaccine clinic at Sato Library is on Monday, October 28th from 1 to 3. And there will be free flu and updated 2024-25 COVID-19 vaccines available for ages 6 months and up. And on Monday, November 4th from 4 to 6, join us for study hall sessions. School is challenging, studying doesn't have to be. Come to our study hall sessions at the library for free access to Wi-Fi and space to get some work done. And that's for teenagers for ages 13 to 17. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we have Carla Rogue. Okay. Next one, we have Glenn Mitchell.
Boy, I thought I heard a nice audience earlier. Have some hands out here, if I can give some to somebody, and hand out to the City Council. My name is Glenn Mitchell, and I'm the Community Service Director for the Carson Gardena Dominguez Rotary Club, and a member, resident of Gardena for 51 years. And Mayor, thank you for joining our Rotary Club, by the way. For over 30 years, our Rotary Club has been providing food boxes to low-income families in the LSUSD in both Gardena and Carson. We started out with 10 boxes over 30 years ago, and for the last couple of years, we've been doing 500 boxes. And this year, we attempted to do 600 boxes. It's nearly $40,000 worth of food that we were distributing. That's wholesale cost. But it turned out a couple of weeks ago, one of our major donors, the Southern California Food Bank, was shut down by the state for missing money. And they no longer are able to supply us with our canned goods. And I've contacted other food banks in the area, and no success. Nobody seems to have food they want to donate to us. So we want to continue to provide these boxes, and what we're looking for is that these families that maybe have some food insecurities at Thanksgiving time, we want to keep providing those boxes and including a gift card to provide a protein of their choice. But we can't do it without money. And right now, because of this situation we're facing right now, we're running about $5,000 short of what we normally would need to do this operation. So I'm asking anyone that's at home watching, and like I said, I thought I had a nice audience here earlier, if those people can, make a small donation, if they're a business owner, if they can make a donation, because this is our community, and we have people that need our help in our community, and we just like to just continue that operation, and I'm asking for that kind of support. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Glenn.
By the way, if anyone wants to donate, checks can be dropped off at the Human Services Department, City of Gardena.
Correct.
Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect. Thank you, Glenn. Okay, with that being said, we're going to move on. We have no departmental items tonight. We're going to move on to council directives. We can start on this end and we'll work our way down. Do you have any directives, Councilman Francis?
Not tonight. Thank you.
You? No? Okay, I will make a directive tonight. This is in regards to the request that the Youth Commission had in regards to bringing this up on the agenda to allow them to be able to nominate 2 extra members by the commissioners themselves to the board, to their commission, so that they can have quorum. Am I saying that the right way? I think I am. Okay.
Madam Mayor, it would be to reduce the commission membership from 10 to 7.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. To reduce it from 10 to 7, and then also allowing them to nominate 2.
Yeah, currently they nominate 5, so it would reduce their nomination from 5 to 2, and that would make quorum requirement. Currently it's 6. It would make quorum requirement would be 4.
Correct. Thank you. Can I get a second with that, and then I'll finish adding to my directive? Okay, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem second. And I'm going to be writing this out for Madam City Clerk. The second, I know our directors have all these things. The first one was what our city attorney said. The second event here, the reason why the directive is warranted, it will help the Youth Commission be able to make quorum. The third way the directive would benefit the city, it will help our Youth Commission be able to move forward with their agenda. So, and I'll write this out for you as well. Okay. Councilmember Henderson, do you
I have none tonight, Madam Mayor.
Okay, Love, do you have anything?
None tonight.
Okay. That being said, would you like to repeat that back, or not necessary, or? It's up to you.
I think we got it. You're asking that the Youth Commission is allowed, that we reduce, the city reduces the quorum from 10 to 7 to allow them to, and also allow them to appoint 2 other members.
Reduce the membership from 10
Did
to
I
7.
not say that? Reduce? Okay. Reduce from 10 to 7, right?
The membership.
Membership. Okay. And we have a second by Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka, and reason is to help the Youth Commission to make the quorum.
Correct.
And it would also have help them to move forward
with their agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write it out for you. Okay, that being said, we're going to move on to city manager remarks regarding our previous directives. Do you have any tonight?
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, I don't have any updates on any previous directives. I do want to say something. We do have a friend of mine is turning into a young man. He's not here right now, but Chief Safel.
That's right.
October 26th is
his birthday.
So we've taken the liberty in having cake.
Okay, well, I guess it'll be a surprise when he walks back
Everybody
in.
is invited.
Okay, everyone's invited.
All right.
Okay. Maybe when he walks in, we'll just yell out happy birthday. Anything else? No? Okay. That being said, we're going to move on to council remarks. We're going to start with Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last, I attended the Mark Thompson retirement celebration. Congratulations on his 30-plus years of service to our police department. And I look forward for more stuff that he's going to do in the future. Attended the police department's fentanyl education presentation. Officer Marisol and the narcotics team did a great job in presenting the fentanyl education to our public. I believe Channel 7 was there.
That's true.
Attended the COG transportation meeting and the COG steering committee meeting on the same day to talk about the Inglewood Transit project. Attended California City's annual conference. This yearly conference is always a great time to meet with fellow politicians and, you know, mayors and council people and others from the state. I fulfilled my ethics and sexual harassment training requirements. Attended the California City's LA Division luncheon. The opening general session with keynote speaker Celeste Headley on how to have conversations that matter was a great topic. She did a great job in explaining that. Attended Jones and Mayer dinner reception at the Reef. Thank you very much to them for that. Visited the expo venue where they had all kinds of vendors trying to show us stuff they had. You know, they had handicap playground equipment. They had attorneys, law firms, porta potties. I mean, you name it, they had it there for us to look at, including, I think, our city managers looking at buying a tiny home. That was pretty nice. Let's see, attended the general session with Speaker Dr. Christopher Thornburg, who spoke on financial economic outlook for California and the nation. That was an eye-opener. Attended the mayors and council members' business meeting. Attended, there was a class that was called City Successes in Responding to Homelessness. It was a nice presentation, and it highlighted the city of Torrance, Redondo, and Santa Monica on how they're attacking their homeless issues. The resolution that we voted on was voted favorably on the last day. However, there was no quorum. They were 10 members short. They voted anyway, and the recommendation was referred back to the board for approval. So that went back to them. The closing session was really a entertaining moment with the keynote speaker. Her name is Captain Sandy Yon, and she's on the program Below Deck, and she was her message was pretty good. We all had a good time. It's called How to Be Calm in the Storm, so that was a pretty good presentation. I just attended the COG study session regarding the Inglewood Transit Connector project again. That's coming up this Thursday. And I attended Matt Hassel's promotion to lieutenant. Congratulations to him. He's worked really hard to get where he's at. And I think that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Councilmember Love.
Good evening. Since my last council meeting, I too attended the League of Cities annual conference. I won't go into all of the details of all of the classes and the training and sessions and exhibit halls I did. I attended the full 3-day session, and I also attended, I was able to talk to a lot of good vendors out there. There are a few of them that I've reached out to city department heads to talk about, hopefully implementing at the city. I also attended Mayor Suchi's town hall, where the development projects that's coming up on Crenshaw was a huge topic. A lot of good discussion, and that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Councilmember Francis.
Thank you. Since our last meeting, I went to attended the Dylan Andrews, actually just dropped in, the Dylan Andrews Basketball Clinic, the Halloween craft night for the Therapeutic Recreation Program. Also, I attended a Beautification Commission meeting, Home and Month Photo Op, and Harvest Festival. And I just want to say thank you to Senator Bradford for the number of years he served, and say again to him, thank you for the number of years he served as our council member and the assembly member and as state senator. And just kind of want to mention, I know he mentioned $400 million, but I remember about at least $10 million that he's brought to the city of Gardena just recently. I also want to say congratulations to the first graduating class of the Leadership Academy. You're now all community leaders now, so you can look to folks to, when I dropped by the class, I said, now you're all community leaders, and so people will be coming to you to look for direction, and that's part of your job to help provide them, because as a result of your training. And just want to make mention that we do have an election coming. Oh, let me say congratulations, Public Works, for your award. That was excellent. But also, there is an election coming up on November 5th. Many have said it's the most consequential election of our history, or the history of the United States, and perhaps that's true, but then I believe the area election is important, and it's very important that we vote. No matter who you decide to vote for, if you have young people, the City of Gardena has provided 2 polling places where they're voting centers now. And when I first began voting, it was a polling place, but they have 2 here at Raleigh Park, and for sure. And I got to look at the picture and remember the other one. But there are 2 places you can go vote. You can also mail in your ballot. You can vote in person. I personally like going in person to vote. But it's very important. If you don't do anything else on November 5th, make sure you vote. And make sure that you take somebody with you. Take our young people with you. If you have young folks at home, grandkids, take them so they can, because people don't just grow up getting involved. It starts at a young age, and because of the adults in their lives, to help them become involved. So make sure you vote November 5th. I think you start voting the week of. Let me look at it real quick. Give me a moment. I should have wrote it down.
I think you can start 11 days before.
The vote center opens,
Well,
excuse me.
there's a
Oh, I'm
vote
sorry.
center at Raleigh Park Gymnasium, and it starts, you can vote from Saturday, November 2nd, it's a 4-day, to Monday, November 5th, and then, of course, you vote on Election Day, and there's another voting center at Rush Gymnasium, and that's starting Saturday, October 28th to November 4th. They're open from 10 a.m. to 7, then, of course, on Election Day. And again, if you don't want to vote in person, you can always drop your ballot off in one of the ballot boxes. So if you don't do anything else on November 5th, make sure you vote, take somebody with you, because a lot of people went through a lot just to make sure that women and also other folks have an opportunity to vote. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next up is, it's myself. Since the last city council meeting here, attended a couple of events. I attended I hope I said this right, the Gardena Carson Dominguez Rotary Club, or is it Dominguez Carson? Okay, it's one way. Gardena's in there somewhere, but Gardena Rotary. Attended that meeting there, and a lot of good stuff coming out of there as they get ready for Operation Gobble. Hopefully we can continue working with them and making that happen here. Not hopefully, but we will continue working with them to make it happen because it's been successful every year that they've been doing it. So we want to see that continue moving forward. I also attended the retirement ceremony for Lieutenant Mark Thompson after retiring after 30 years. It was a kind of a little bit of a sad occasion, but at the same time, I'm really excited that now he gets to start making every day Saturday in his retirement. I also attended the 3rd year anniversary of one of our businesses, the Toss Up, which is a salad restaurant. I love telling everybody when we first opened that one up, that it's like our first healthy restaurant that opened up, and they have been doing fabulous from the day they opened until now. So I'm really excited that they're still going strong. I know they're looking to have more locations, whether it's in Gardena or neighboring cities, but I'm just happy that we were able to be a part of the grand opening, the 2nd year, they celebrate the anniversary, and now the 3rd year. I also attended a portion of the fentanyl education series that was going on Saturday before last. I also attended the installation of officers for the Gardena Valley Lions Club at Opola Inca. I also attended, right after that, the Curry Brand Tough Crowd Youth Basketball Clinic, and the young man, Dylan Andrews, such a nice young man, and just the way he likes to give back. And I was just so impressed with, I think, is it Under Armour? They gave out, Under Armour, they gave out all this free stuff for the kids. There were T-shirts, shorts, tennis shoes, and it was a ton of tennis shoes. I mean, kids were getting more than one pair of tennis shoes, and these weren't cheap tennis shoes. They were really nice. And so even if the kids, maybe if they played in the program, maybe their younger brother or sister were there, even they got tennis shoes. So it was really neat. There were no rules. It was just come get what you want to get. And so it was just great that they offered so much. They had everything the kids could need. So if you came with nothing, you left with a T-shirt, the workout pants, the tennis shoes, food, everything. So it was really nice what they gave back to the city of Gardena, helping these young people out. And it wasn't just a camp, a basketball clinic for the youth, but it was also for the coaches and teaching them the proper way to motivate young people and being good coaches. So after attending that, I also attended my later on in the week my CCGA meeting. That's the one where we deal with the card rooms. I also attended the Jones and Mayor dinner that was held during the process of the League of Cities conference. I only had the opportunity to attend 2 days of that because I had meetings and I was working, but a lot of good information that came out of that conference. And I won't repeat everything that Mayor Pro Tem mentioned because we went to some of the same sessions together, but I think the one that I was probably the most impressed with was the code enforcement one, because I'm really big on code enforcement, and just hearing some just new terms and different things that they were discussing there, and I was happy to know that a lot of our staff were there as well, so it's not like we have to come back and report and tell them. They were right there to hear it themselves, and so we can kind of research some things and go a little bit further with. But again, a lot of great things for new council members, veteran council members like myself to learn, because as much as we all think we know it all, things are constantly changing, and we can always all learn something new. So it was really, really good. Also, what else did I attend? While I was at the conference, I actually attended a city selection meeting, and believe it or not, this is our third time we've tried to have our city selection meeting, but we were 2 cities short of making quorum, so we're going to have to try to meet a 4th time. They actually thought, because so many city council members were going to be at the League of Cities, to have our meeting at the conference, but apparently it still didn't work out. So we're trying to get some things passed at the league there. Also, I attended the Peruvian Inca Lions potluck that was held at Arthur Johnson Park, where they had not only a potluck but a costume party, and they went on and on about how great our staff was and just helping them get the park, and just how nice our park was, and they just had a wonderful time. So I was happy to be able to spend the day with them. And then on this past Sunday, I brought greetings to a church that was actually outside of Gardena, Morning Star Missionary Church from the city of Gardena, as they celebrated their Women's Day event at church. And then later on that day, myself, along with Gardena PD and LA County Fire Department, we did what I always like to call our city drive-by, and we celebrated the birthday of one of our residents who turned 90 years old, and she was so happy. When you come down the streets with lights and siren, residents all come out because they're wondering, like, hey, what's going on? So that just brings more people down to come see what's happening. And as we drove by and we celebrated her birthday, Sunday was her actual birthday when she turned 90, and she was just in tears, and she was just thankful. In fact, if you follow me on social media, you can watch the whole video as it happened. So that was great to attend, and I just want to thank everybody just for being out there. And our first responders, I mean, at the time, there was no incidents going on, so they took the time not only to ride around and with lights and siren, but they came back around, came over, gave her a hug, gave her a couple of gifts and things, and then posed with pictures. So she was just happy for days. And let's see, then the last thing I attended was on yesterday, the promotion ceremony for now Lieutenant Matt Hasselt. And so another exciting day. One of our longtime Gardena employees had the opportunity to promote up. So with that ends my report. And next up is Councilmember Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I did attend the League of California Cities. That was a wonderful learning opportunity in the city of Long Beach. It was good to see a lot of our staff there and a lot of colleagues around the state. Got a lot of great notes from that conference. Then I had to leave that conference and go to our South Bay Cities Council of Governments South Bay Fiber Network meeting, and kind of met also with the CPUC in regards to broadband in our community, where I discovered that we got approximately 4,000 homes that are either not being served or underserved with broadband. So we got some work to do there, and I think we'll be able to get something positive out of that with our South Bay Fiber Network and our South Bay Council of Governments, all 16 cities. So stay tuned on that. I attended my ICA board meeting as we prepare for my installation as the president a second time on November 14th. So, Madam Mayor, I'm inviting you to give words and everything. Surprise. So
Done.
So that's a great opportunity to talk about Independent Cities Association and our mission of making sure municipalities, 40 cities in the LA County, work on issues related to technology, public safety, just things to improve your community. I also attended the LA Harbor College Foundation dinner. That was a great opportunity. I had an opportunity to see the president of that board, my lovely wife, Nichelle Henderson, give remarks and talk about the importance of education. I attended the Assembly District 66 Town Hall we had here at Nakioka Center, hosted by Assemblymember Al Marisucci. That was a spirited meeting with a lot of community members as well as neighboring community members. I also attended the Gardena Carson YMCA fundraising event. That was actually a very good event, and I learned a lot about our partnerships with the Gardena Carson YMCA. They want to say thank you to our council and to you, Madam Mayor, for the continued support. Was kind of every place everybody else was for the most part, so I won't belabor the point and everything to say, again, our city, we're definitely moving in a positive direction. Our budget is strong. Financially, we're strong. Our information is available, so we are a transparent city. I just want to remind everybody of that, Madam Mayor, so ends my report.
Okay, thank you. A couple of quick announcements here. On this coming Saturday, October the 26th, we have our Drug Take Back Day. It's called National RX Take Back Day. It's this coming Saturday, October 26th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it will be in front of the Gardena Police Department. Also, we have Join Us for our Outdoor Fiesta Movie Night, which is also this coming Saturday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m., which will be on our City Hall complex, The Lawn. Come and join us on the City Hall lawn for outdoor theater experience under the stars. And the movie we'll be showing is Disney's Pixar Coco. Also, we have our Raleigh Park Too Cute to Spook event happening on Thursday, October 31st from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Raleigh Park. Bring your kids ages 0 to 12 to the park for a safe, fun-filled night of trick-or-treating. We also have our Halloween Scare Zone, which will be also Thursday, October 31st from 6 to 9 p.m. at Freeman Park. And come and join us for a thrilling Halloween night at our Scare Zone. And it also says, warning, due to the explicit and frightening nature of the haunted house, they're not recommending children under the age of 13. Okay, also on, Friday, November 1st, we have our 41st Annual Senior Citizen Health Fair. And it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That too will be on City Hall lawn. And it's a lot of senior resource information, free health screenings, free flu shot vaccinations, free lunch available for those who are 60 and older. And then we also have on Saturday, November the 7th, our Dia de los Muertos celebration, which will be on City Hall lawn, and that will be Saturday, November 2nd at 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. There'll be foods, games, and live entertainment, as well as a display of altars. And for those of you who don't know what Dia de los Muertos, it's a community celebration that reunites the living and the dead. A display of altar is created to honor departed family members that have passed. Dia de los Muertos is an important holiday throughout Latin America. And then on November the 11th, we have our 55th Annual Veterans Day service. As I mentioned, Monday, November the 11th, and it will be at 11 a.m. So come together with us to honor and celebrate all veterans for their service to our community. This will be on the lawn at City Hall. And then on Friday, November the 15th, we will have our famous casino night that everybody loves. So that will be from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. And we'll have all sorts of prizes and games. We're featuring blackjack, craps, and roulette, as well as Texas Hold'em. And then we also have our Helping Hands Toy Drive that begins Monday, November 4th through December 16th. And if you're not familiar with our Helping Hands programs, it is the way the city helps families in need by donating new and unwrapped toys, books, art supplies, board games, sports equipments, as well as gift cards. We have 4 different drop-off locations. The Nakoka Community Center is one, Gardena City Hall, Human Services, as well as G-Trans. And then you heard it mentioned earlier tonight, Operation Gobble 2024. If anybody has any donations, you can call the City Hall to find out more information as far as how to donate. And they are looking for, donations to be made. And the city can give you the information as far as how you can make your check out to charitable funds benefiting Gardena. I believe that's the name, but call City Hall and they'll give you more information on that. And those are the announcements for this meeting here. Next up are a couple of remembrances we have. So tonight we're going to adjourn in memory of Kichi Omori, who was 107 years of age and a longtime Gardena resident. We're also going to adjourn in memory of Bertha Lee Dennis, who was 87 years of age, as well as a longtime Gardena resident. And then lastly, we're going to adjourn in memory of Salvador Galindo. He was a friend of myself, Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka. He was 83 years of age. He was a Gardena resident and an Elks member. Let's see, with that concludes our remembrances. So at this time, the Gardena City Council will adjourn to our closed session portion of the City Council meeting at 7 p.m., followed by a regular City Council meeting at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. So at this time, we are adjourned, and we invite everybody to please join us in our MIC room here as we sing happy birthday to Chief Safel. Yay. We are adjourned. Yes. Oh, I was filling it out. Oh, you have it. Do you want me to, just for formality? Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, do you mind filling that part right there?